Hey, 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 this is your recap auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello. How are y'all doing? I forgot to ask y'all how y'all were doing yesterday. How you doing? Good. Okay, good. Me? Child, I'm doing fine. Just another busy day. I had a lot going on in my house today. I'm having, like I said, some small repairs. So we have the ladies over here just doing some repairs to my house. So I didn't get a chance to really, give BTG my time like I normally do. Wait a minute, girl, rewind. We are here, honey, to do a full audio recap of episode number 33, season 2 of Beyond the Gates, right? That's why you were here, okay? Okay. All right. Yeah, it was a lot going on. So I'm settling down. It's about 8:47 p.m. We're going to try to get this done all in one swoop before I go to bed. Not, it'll be up in the morning. I can do same day sometimes, but sometimes it'll be the next day. But all in all, we're going to have it done. All right. My goal, y'all, is to come on live on Sunday from 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on StreamYard, which means that'll give you guys a chance to come online, say hi to me, and we're gonna have a good time. So put that on your calendars. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to approximately 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I will be on YouTube Live to do a live reaction, recap, catch up, congratulate, all of the things because we're celebrating 1 year of being consistent doing this damn show. So that is what we're doing. Because I think on the 25th is their year of airing, but I'm not gonna be able to do it on the weekday. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it on Sunday. So if you don't have anything planned, football season is over with, baby. If you ain't got nothing to do on Sunday night, stay on here for either an hour, 2 hours with me, and let's have a good time. All right. If you want to sip, go ahead and sip, baby. Get your cup, get your Moscato, get your brew, get whatever you need. And I'm gonna be so excited to see everybody now. Might take me a little while to try to learn this shit, cause StreamYard is very, it could be a little diva-ish. But yeah, I'm gonna do that with you guys so that we can have a good time and I can see your faces and hear your voices, and y'all gonna make me cry. It's different when you just doing all the talking and I see your words and how amazing and funny you guys are, but to see you guys come on camera, it's gonna trip me the fuck out. I'm gonna be like, girl, these people are beautiful. These people are handsome and beautiful. It is gonna be so great to see you guys on camera. So put it on your calendars. Last time, I'm gonna be probably reminding you all today, tomorrow, and Friday that I will be live on Sunday. Okay. All right, because Sunday I have to go out to brunch with some girlfriends. And so after I get back from brunch, I'll have some hours free to get my nerves down, what I'm saying? Make sure I ain't scared to get on this camera, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do all that to make sure I'm cool. And so, like I said, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No longer than 2 hours, baby. No longer than two. All right. So y'all get ready to be decent. Don't come on this fucking camera and you get me shut the fuck down now. Please. I've seen people who did StreamYard. They didn't know who the person was. Instead of them waiting for that person to come on camera on the backstage, they just bring them on. Then baby, they gonna put up a big old picture of a big pain. The person gets shut down. I don't want that. Don't hate me like that, y'all. Love me. Shit. You know. So if you want to donate, you can always donate by giving me a super thanks or whatever. We're gonna just have a good time on Sunday night. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get this party started. Go ahead and get it started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we open up in the front of I guess that's Bill's office, this big glass building. Whatever that building is. So this old whiny ass Haley. Remember when Danny gave me a punch right before our wedding, Bill? Not my first rodeo, Bill. Well, honey, we ain't making no fucking habit of it, all right? Okay, I'm serious, Haley. I mean, I'm telling you, you need to take the time. I insist, take the time to heal and deal, all right? He said I'll let your ass work for a couple of hours, but after that, I'm taking your ass back to that hotel. She says, that was sweet, but what I need is normal. So They kill me when they show a behind the scenes of her. Do they see that show that to the other characters? Because she's curvy. She's petite, but she's curvy, and she dresses in tight stuff. So everything that they show her, every time that they show her, they show her from her ass up. She works the role now. The girl is bad, but God dog it, y'all. So Bill was like, whoa, wait a minute. Last night you wanted to stay in the hotel till that asshole was behind bars. So what changed? So she looking like motherfucker. Morning, sissy. This is Danny coming to Sissy's office. And I mean, Danny is smiling big, eyes big, teeth big, just happy. So Nicole is like, wait a minute, what's wrong? Is she okay? Is it mother? Are you okay? Danny was like, bitch, sometimes a drop in is just a damn drop in, girl. Mm, it smells divine. Is that you? Of course, we see the pink Febreze, baby. It's called Romance and Desire Febreze Air Mist for the essential lover in your life. All right, Febreze, y'all better give me a voiceover commercial. Give me a commercial, Breeze. All right? I'm always pushing y'all. I bought some shit. Y'all need to go ahead and give me some coin. So Nicole shows her what it is. Danny was like, "Oh, I haven't tried this Febreze scent yet. It's called Romance and Desire. I might get this shit." She said, "Well, it's definitely living up to its name, girl. I'm feeling amorous. Quit stalling, sissy. Fine. Now they haven't had Nicole spray it because normally she would spray it right on the camera. Has she sprayed the 33 episodes this season yet? They've been showing it, but I don't remember her spraying it. Y'all let me know. Let me know if she did it. Let me know the episode down in the comments below. So Danny was like, girl, fine. Okay, I'm here for reasons. Nicole was like, how bad? No, I wish I didn't have to tell you, but I feel like I should. So I should pull the trigger instead of letting someone else do it, right? Usually you are about as gun shy as one of those hunting wives. Why in the fuck is my impulsive sister suddenly putting the safety on? Danny says, girl, because your ass is potentially in the line of fire. Y'all already know who's going to be the target, who's going to be doing the target practice. With the bop, 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 bop. Uh huh, uh huh, uh huh. Honey, we are at Orphe Jeans and we see Shanice and Tad at a booth in the corner. And so she says, I didn't know Valentine's could be like that. Like what, Shanice? Press pause. Thank you to Cynthia Judkins for sending me the email today of Keith D. Robinson's new song. I think it's called Different Kind of Language or Different Languages. And we speak. When I tell you Keith be hustling, Keith gonna push that music. You hear me? Y'all go look him up and follow him on IG and YouTube. He be there. If you say something, he will respond, whether it's a thumbs up or something. They are really cool about their fans. So, but that's a hustling. So he was like, like what? He said. She was like, see, there your ass go fishing. It's a place of fairy tales, complete with a dress and a prince and a happy ending. She said, it was almost perfect. And he says, Dana. He says, I'm beyond sorry, all right? But my ass really didn't mind the way you sent her packing. That girl, when she threw that damn cup at that damn mirror, that girl has gone over the edge. She was already rejected by Marcel. Now you had um Shanice and damn Danny reading her and dragging her through that whole uptown. She just told them that they need to choke on some candy. That's all you had? Girl, y'all better watch y'all back and y'all front too. So he was like, you had her packing, baby. So happy Valentine's Day to me, Ted says. I will always remember and actually forget that she was ever there, and I will always count this as one of the most romantic dates in my life. Oh, Shanice, girl, you deserve it. But your boss not gonna like Leah ain't gonna like you and Ted around there kicking it, girl. Not no, Leah ain't gonna like that shit. So he was like, well, since I was the top, of the list, do you mind giving me the rest of the top 10? She was like, well, the other 9 are ones we have yet to go on. Okay, you better say that, girl. That's the line of a player. She says, I don't want your ass peaking too soon. He said, I love a challenge, he says. So what time do you have to be at the hospital? I have the day off, she says. You? He says, I have a couple of follow ups this morning, but since Carlton and I are on good terms, he says, maybe I can get him to fill in while I feel your ass. Ow! She said, she said, what would you be doing instead? He says, you. I love it when a man be talking like that. You gonna be doing me? Okay. You gonna be do me? Okay, you could do me. Do me, baby. Oh. So like I said, they do have chemistry. It just doesn't read well when they have to go in each other's spaces. So that's to me. But they do have really good conversation and I love their conversation. So we're at the hospital and we see Grayson. We haven't seen him in a while. We hear the speaker says Dr. Fitzgerald, patient on line 4. We hear the speaker and we see that what's this girl name? Ashley. She's at the desk writing, taking notes. So she was like, "Hey, the Fast and the Furious." She tells him. He was like, "You texted me." She says, "And you did it in record time, honey." Oh, she says, "I have something for you." He was like, "Ah, you thinking supply closet or on call room? Is that what we gonna be doing?" Everybody nasty today. She was like, "Oh my God, not that kind of surprise." He was like, "Well, is it safe for work?" She says, "I think you might really need some privacy, but I also think that you're really gonna like it." When I tell you they have highlighted this girl's hair, because I don't remember her hair being this light and high when she was with Dirk. I guess Grayson brings out the sexy, buxom blonde in her. Every time I close my eyes, I see that fist coming at me. Weird, whiny ass Haley, honey, at her husband's office, complaining about this damn fist. Oh, sweetheart. But paddling around our hotel suite, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. That man has my ring and has me wearing more makeup than a Broadway actress. Girl, ain't nothing wrong with that, but you do have to pile it on. But girl, if that's wearing more makeup than an actress on Broadway, girl, you need a new some more foundation, honey, or contour or something. He's not gonna make me jump in my own shadow. He was like, "Well, good job, baby, keeping up them dukes, but we never leave ourselves open like that. Just because your ass is tired of being scared don't mean that that mug is tired of mugging. It's not like I'm running around wild. You drove us here. And if I get tired, I can just drive myself back." Bill was like, "Bitch, no, you ain't driving yourself no damn well." Driving Miss Haley, honey. He says, "And I don't want your ass taxing yourself either. I'd prefer you not have no risks at all." There are no risks here, Bill. This is where we fell in love, where the few people I actually trust are, where I've never ever been hurt here before. He was like, "Well, yeah, when you put it that way," he says. "Ah, so, can we stop acting like this mugger is just like right around the corner when he's just a thug in a haystack?" He's talking about, "Well, I will track that motherfucker down myself." Whatever, Bill. Bill, you need to go back to the doctor, make sure you good. Has she given him any more of the poison? We haven't. Well, she's been down, and she can't give him nothing. Yeah. She was like, "Again, honey, very sweet, but not realistic, babe. I mean, I need to do some work, and I think that you should do the same." So she skedaddles out and leaves, and so when she does that, he looks at us and says, "Oh, I will. Yeah." So, Bill picks up his phone and calls Joey. "I usually don't pick up until the third espresso kicks in." Well, Bill says, "I don't believe that Joey Armstrong needs any sort of fortitude." Well, Joey says, "That almost sounds like a fucking compliment. So, what have the Duprees gotten themselves into that not even the ultimate fixer can't get them out of?" Bill says, This ain't about no damn Dupree family, it's about mine. We ain't in no damn trouble, but trouble did visit us. And I can use your particular brand of help to solve it." This might be how he finds out that Haley and Randy have been working together through Joey. Joey know how to get through shit. So it might be how he finds out that Haley is definitely trying to kill him. "You heard about Haley, right? Ugly business. Robbery's one thing, but to mar that exquisite face, How is she, my friend? You don't give a fuck, Joe. So he says, Bill says, she's tiny but mighty. That asshole took her rings, but I'm more concerned about what else he took. Her sense of safety, he says. Joey was like, well, fuck, you think he'll come back for more? A return visit? Ah, Bill says, I just want to track his ass down, Joey, that's all. If anything like that happened to the woman in my life, I'd feel the same. Cops ain't got no leads. That's what Bill says. And Joey was like, that's unfortunate. This small talk is getting on my nerves. Let's see. We're going to keep talking unless they say something profound. We'll see. So Joey was like, well, this is where I come in. So Bill was like, look, ain't nobody on this earth can just vanish without a trace. That asshole can't walk into no pawn shop with no damn big old ass ring like that. But however, your ass would know how and where somebody like that might try to make, something like that disappear. Joy was like, well, if I shake the rock and whoever's holding it lets loose, then what? Well, then my wife will be safe and I will be grateful. Joy was like, fuck, grateful, grateful. I'm in your debt, Bill says. Joey was like, well, fuck. Consider myself as Harry Bosch. I see you like your mysteries, Bill said. I'd like a fucking satisfying ending, Joey says. I'll get your man. Yeah. You're here. This is Tomas talking to Haley in the hallway. We were all sort of very glad you're okay. She looking at him like, huh? Me too. If Lynette hadn't had driven off a second sooner, if she hadn't seen the attack and yelled, I I just don't know, Tomas. Such a nightmare, he said. The butterfly effect, huh? These different camera angles are killing me. Y'all know that's a whole poster of a building right there behind his head. He got an open window, right? But that's a poster of a building. That ain't no real trees and no damn windows, y'all. So Haley was like, pardon? The smallest action resulting in a larger consequence. Like you taking those papers to Lynette. Like not even the trees is moving. At least I be seeing on Bold and Beautiful. Is that the name of it? Does everybody live on a fucking beach on the show? Every time I see somebody, they all in this, the balcony doors open and you can see the trees. You can hear Is this a beachy type of show? I'm not trying to get involved in it, so I'm not doing no reviews or nothing on Bold and Beautiful. But is this a beachy show? Does it? Because every time I see it, people half naked, people you can hear the water. It's like y'all tell me what type of show that is. Yeah, I was dropping those papers off just before. Oh, you're welcome, Tomas. You have a fucking problem with that, Tomas? She got mad with him. More like, I have some questions. What are we doing? That's Nicole is the first, and then Danny is the second, and it's Danny saying, what are we doing? We're back in Nicole's office. What happened, girl? Bracing myself for a seismic revelation. Like when you turn my nephew into my brother-in-law. Danny was like, bitch, I saw Shanice with Ted last night and she gave her back to Febreze so she can move it out the way. So Nicole was like, bitch, and I told your ass that I ran into them on one of my dates. It's not breaking news. It was Valentine's Day, Nicole. And, Nicole says, and girl, he bought her a dress that cost, ooh. Danny is so shady. She said, and he bought her a dress that cost more than her monthly salary. Danny, bitch, you shady girl. I know, Nicole says. I caught a glimpse of it at the desk. Honey, did you also catch that it was made of girlfriend material? I hadn't thought about it, Nicole says. Okay, bitch. Danny says, you're about as plugged in as TMZ, but seemingly less bothered that if your barista had bungled your coffee order. Don't fuck up my coffee order. And I'm not a coffee drinker like that, but if I want a caramel, blah, 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 venti, add some cinnamon. There's this blend that I get, and it tastes just like damn a liquid Cinnabon. It's chai tea latte with whole whipping cream, cinnamon, caramel pumps, about 3 pumps of caramel, and some whipped cream. That's from Starbucks. whip that shit together. Make sure they do it nice. Maybe get an extra pump of caramel and put all that shit together and get that cinnamon sprinkle on that shit. It tastes like a liquid Cinnabon. It is, and get it hot. Don't get that shit cold. Get it hot. Oh my gosh, chef's kiss. Nicole says, I am the one who filed the divorce papers. And so Danny was like, girl, that doesn't mean that you want to see someone you're working with eating your leftovers right in front of your ass or in front of me. Nicole's like, Danny. Listen, Danny says, even the most well adjusted therapist superwomen might get hit hard if they realize their ex is taking a next step with a keeper. I mean, Nicole says, I really am okay. Danny was like, bitch, are you sure? Okay. I didn't expect him to find somebody that I actually like. But when I saw them together, I wasn't hit with regret. It was more, I don't know, wonder. I had this one vision of life with Tad and me hand in hand forever. And now, when I think about my future, he doesn't have that same role. It's my kids, you, mother and daddy, my friends. I don't know whose hand, if any, I will be holding. Go ahead, Nicole. That's how it is. And that's cool that she's like that. It's okay to be in an I don't know phase until she knows. One thing she does know is that she's having a good time and she's solid in her no, with whoever it is. So I like that. She says, and I have no desire to skip to the end. I'm kind of liking this part. So Danny was like, honey girl, it don't hurt that you have not one but two hot accomplices to accompany you on your new escapade. My point is, I am fine with Ted turning the page. And it's not about who Shanice is. It's about who she's not. We all know. We all know that we're happy who she's not. She's not Leslie. Danny was like, girl, I do get that. Well, honey, did I also mention that I ran into Leslie last night, too? Did she end up at the same restaurant as Ted on Valentine's Day? Nicole said, oh, gasp. Danny was like, girl, honey, Shanice and I, we went WWE on that bitch. We was tag teaming. Girl, my turn, your turn. We was slapping fists, pumping chest, baby. We tag team reading her for fucking filth. Ah, Nicole says, I would have loved to have seen that. Girl, it was good. You can always rewind it. It was so good. Danny says it was glorious. Ah, and I almost had to give it up to Tad for not making that Leslie mistake twice. But he is moving on. So we're back at Orphe Jeans. And so Shanice asked Ted, so you would cancel your morning for me? He was like, I'm not ready for our date to end. That's all I'm saying, girl. He says, maybe a museum or maybe a park. He says, okay, so we can be. No, honey, stop naming places, honey, because when you know exactly where we fucking going, so stop it. Talk about some damn museum and some damn park. You want to park your feet underneath my and put and you museum see this shit. He was like, okay, let me call Carlton real quickly. Yeah, yeah. So she was like, okay, well hurry up then. She biting her lip and smiling. So we see Derek show up at Orphe Jeans with a date. He comes in there, well, never know you been here. Never knew that you never been here before, Tavia. They got the best French toast in the DMV. So Tavia says, honey, I cannot believe we're finally doing this. So while they're at the middle table, you can see Shanice looking at them from her booth. Because that's her friend, that's her friend. So Tavia's just laughing. She's like, I miss that face. He's like, oh, well, me too. I mean, well, your face, not mine. When I tell you he's living up to this dopey Derek part, he really is. So the waitress came over to Shanice's table to give her a check, and so Shanice was like, "You know what? On second thought, I'll take another cappuccino while I sit over here and watch him." No, she didn't say that, but she's looking at it. I am not surprised Shanice can more than handle herself with Leslie. We're back at Nicole's desk. She's pouring herself some coffee, and she's still talking with her sissy. I love it when they talk. I love seeing them have conversations. It's so fun. And so Danny was like, "That's right, bitch, because Shanice ain't too close to home. She's had that cute nose of hers in everybody's business forever. And she has always been Team Dupree." "Are you sure, honey, we don't hate her?" Danny said. "You like Shanice? I like Shanice." "I mean, we do trade compliments when we see each other kind of way. But if you say the fucking word, honey, I'm prepared to scalpel a bitch." Not scalpel a bitch. When she told that damn Leslie, she said, "Please, please, girl, do something to me so you can cause a restraining order against you." I don't know if that's y'all know what she said. She said, "Cause I'm the crazy one. I can match you right where you fucking is. I can match you mono and fucking mono. Please do something so you can get a restraining order against my ass, cause I'll make it happen. Please." That was so good. Ooh, I wanted to see them go. Mm. And you can stand down, sissy. You ain't no needing scalping no bitch. Alrighty, Danny said. Did you know that she has two cousins who had pictures of moi on their walls hanging up when they were growing up? This is Danny still talking about herself gloating, honey. The one in the gold one piece, girl. You remember that one? Of course they did, Nicole says. And of course you just did. Huh? You ran into my ex and his girlfriend, and somehow you made it about your cover girl days. Like I said, Danny would turn the story around and make it all about her. "I did, didn't I?" Danny says. "Well, girl, I'm not mad. My sister, the supermodel, is back. Oh, it's been more than a minute, girl. And you're even more beautiful because now you know yourself. You are exactly where you belong. I didn't know I was missing this part of myself until I started getting it back. We've always had so damn much, but I've never imagined having it all. I get to be in this world that I loved since I was a kid. I get my girls healthy and thriving. I thought it was either or all these years, girl. I've been there, honey. You feel like you had to choose. But when they get older, you can go ahead and forge your own path. That's depending on who you are. I'm just talking about me. I was a stay-at-home mom, so I had, it was an either or for me, and I don't regret those at all. I would definitely raise them in the home. I heard that one of my coworkers, she has a 2-year-old, and she told me today, because I'm training her, she said that her baby used to go to her daycare 2 days a week, y'all. 2 days. Dos. She said they paid $1,300 a month for daycare. $1,300 for daycare. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. So he home until they find some other arrangements. But thank God, we work from home and we have some flexibility. So yeah, but $1,300 and that baby was only going 2 days a week, 8 days of daycare, and you got to pay $1,300 a month. That's crazy. Danny continues to says that I have this great big hearted man who keeps giving and giving and without asking anything in return. Well, you do know that being single is now my thing, right? Now, who's making it about themselves now? Danny said. We're perfect, girl. But I will say that, let me make sure I read this right. I have taken for granted the Duprees having so much family that we can't go 5 minutes without us running to one of us. Andre's only had Ted and you. He still has me. Danny was like, "Look, I know that I've drawn a line in the sand when it comes to Ted. But since you and he have become less War of the Richardsons when it comes to your uncoupling," Nicole says, "you want to turn Shanice and Ted into your couple friend." She says, "Only with your blessing for Andre." Oh, when I tell you, Danny, before she makes a lot of decisions, now that she's sober in her right mind, thank the Lordy, she always considers her family before she does anything drastic. She's very thoughtful. Now, when she was going through with that old Bill wedding situation, now she ain't tell nobody shit. She just did whatever she wanted to do. But when it comes to now, she's very strategic and she's very thoughtful before she just goes willy nilly and makes these decisions. So I like that. So Nicole says, I am on board for Andre and for me, girl. The happier that Ted is with Shanice, the less I have to worry about him crashing about my dating game. And who is winning this game? Danny says. Bachelor number one or bachelor number two? That damn pork loin. I'm back at Orphe Jeans. Ted is calling Fitzgerald. Hey, how's it going? Well, it depends. How's your schedule? This is what. And so now I can clearly see it. Pork loins and red potatoes, steak with mushroom gravy, fried rice, beans. When was the first time we saw this, y'all? Was it? Has it been since New Year's that they've had this pork? That they had this pork loin on here? Has it been since New Year's? Yeah, yeah. So Carlton asks him if he's stuck on 95, which is always a fucking nightmare in DC. At 95, oh my God, it's a mess. So Ted was like, "Well, with your help, I will miss the traffic entirely, bro. Can you sub in for me this morning?" Carlton was like, "Whoa, everything all right?" He says, I could use a little me time, Ted says. What you mean you time? Nigga? Get the fuck out of here. So he wasn't kidding. I mean, he was like, oh, it's some more Shanice time, Carlton says. He says, sorry man, I can't. I gotta take Cooper back to the OR. He was like, damn, complications? Cooper woke up with a face full of blood, so he's gonna have to go back in. Carlton, you fucking up, bro. Face full of blood. So Ted was like, "Well, Eva will rebook his morning, and they can make a quick work of it together with Cooper's face." And he says, "And I will appreciate your help," Fitzgerald says. And so Ted is like, "Yeah, happy to. Yeah, right." He's like, he done made that damn promise to Shanice. She'll understand. She'll understand, honey. So Tavia, we're back on the other side of Orphe Jeans, and so Tavia tells Derek that she has to admit that she was really surprised that he asked her out because he thought that she thought that him and Cheryl was kicking it. Oh well, he decided that we were better as friends. But what about that guy you were seeing? We're going small talk, small talk. Find out old boy moved to Montana and she tries to flirt with Derek. It's too bad we don't work together anymore. Oh well, at least not in the same state. She's like, oh, child. So whatever story he asked her to tell him a story that she finished. Some guy named Bryce, honey. She filled up his whipped cream with a helmet and it fell all over his face. Blah blah blah. When he put it on. All right. And Liam said, "Can he have some of that whipped cream for his coffee?" Everybody's just, "I'm so hilarious." Huh? He was like, "Yeah, real funny, yeah." He's like, he doesn't fit. He is not comfortable. He does not want to be there with her at all. And if y'all look real closely, she kind of favors Ashley. He favors her a little bit. So we're back at the hospital. Ashley gives Grayson this folder. And so he was like, "Oh, you shouldn't have. I didn't get you anything." She said, "Look, I had to do it when health stuff hit this close to home. It could be overwhelming to navigate. Maybe she got some information on his mom's condition. I don't know." She's like, he said, "Oh, wow, damn. These are assisted living facilities." Because, that's what he said, that he was fussing with one of the workers because his mammy, had failed and he had to stop fucking with her so he can leave. So yeah, she did a research for him. She color coded that shit according to the distance. So yeah, he was like, "Damn, this must have taken you a long time." Did I say Grayson? Grayson and Ashley are sitting at the hospital in the lobby area. So he's looking through the photo like, "Damn, I done told this girl a lie." And she done did all this work to find my mammy a damn assisted living place. So she said she also focused on cost because she knew that was going to be a tough thing for him. That's why I feel like he's the impaler or he's in it because that helped him get the money that he needed to help his mom. So he looked at one of the facilities in the folder. He said this was his first choice when his mom first got diagnosed. So she just runs down the amenities of that particular facility and he's just listening. Talks about the whirlpool is really great for aching muscles. The staff to patient ratio is small, just different things. Ashley is very, very helpful. She is. And she tells him it could be perfect. One thing about her, she likes to be needed. She likes to help. So, yeah. He says, by perfect, that means useless to me. I don't know what that meant. Anyway, we're back at Bill's hallway. Uh, Tomas is questioning Haley. The thing is, I thought Caroline was going to send those papers by messenger per usual. Lynette asked if I could bring them to her. I didn't think anything of it. So Tomas is like, bitch, since we had the harassment suit, y'all remember those ladies who tried to go against Bill? Like, we've had got protocols on who makes deliveries, and it ain't you. You the boss's wife. And he says, not to mention that getting this close to a client does blur lines. I know that you struggle to find friends in this town, and if you clicked with Lynette, that's fine. But next time, just loop me in, okay? Go ahead, junior partner, Thomas. Oh, I'm sorry it fell through after I got punched in the face. She's such a liar. Haley, that is not. And if you did, you just try to accuse me of being friendless and breaking office protocol? Yes, bitch. You ain't got no friends, and you did break an office protocol when you was fucking the boss. So yeah, yeah. Check to both. That's not what I meant at all. I was just trying to save us for future miscommunication. As a paralegal, you should know. Oh, wait a minute, motherfucker. You trying to put me in my place and forget yours. I am proud to be a paralegal, but go outside and take a look at that shingle. Imagine a missus in front of that name out there and clue in what it means. Careful, junior partner. All that scraping and ass kissing you did to get yourself here might have been for nothing. You might be kissing your job goodbye. So Bill comes out because they just happen to be standing right by his office door. He said, what the fuck's going on? Shit. I'm trying to be in here talking to Joey, trying to find out some shit, and y'all out here fussing. What's going on? So we're back at Orphe Jean's. Ted comes back, tells Shanice that there's a patient they have to take back into the OR, so he's gonna go there and help. And like I said earlier, she says, you know I get that shit. You know I understand. Shit. He said, oh look, now I'm gonna make sure that I make it up to you several times and in several ways later. What you finna do? She tells him, honey, you just keep your head in that surgery and I'll think of all those ways. When he leaned in to kiss her, he kissed her on the cheek. She kissed him on the cheek. I know y'all like, Sean, stop talking about this kissing. I'm just saying. I won't talk about that more. Not today. So when Derek saw Ted leave, he just happened to look up and he saw Shanice. So he looks all nervous and shit. Well, it's really great to know that the helmet prank still lives on. Yes, honey. Oh, you should have seen Todd's turn. Girl, child. So Tavia starts talking about Todd, and guess Todd is the new guy who replaced him. So he feels all sad. Whatever, Derek. All right, we back at the hospital, and Grayson was like, my mom has been so good to me. But, I can't afford, well, a lab tech with student loans can't afford no damn no old person facility with no damn whirlpools and low staff to patient ratio. That's why he's doing that, because he needs that extra money. I kind of figured that when I was, initially doing my research on him. But yeah, um, I think it is true about his mom. I think it is true about his mother, and I think that he got desperate because the facility where she's at is full of shit. So I think that him doing the extra side gig is giving him that boost that he needed financially to help his man. So she was like, well, I'm sure there's some programs to help her qualify, to help her. He's like, look, honey, she don't qualify. Well, we could put up two big brains together. He's like, look, bitch, this ain't no Wordle. Just stop trying to save me and just fuck me when I need it. You're my release, okay? You ain't got to come in here and help my mammy. Cause then she started digging in there, then she gonna find out about his double identity. He says, "Look, Ashley, we talk about my mammy, all right? You think that if I would let her live in a shitty place, if there was anything that I could do to get her ass out of there, don't you think I've exhausted every possibility, heifer? You sitting here acting like I don't know shit. I know. Stop telling me, stop giving me all this shit. She always wanted to know every fucking thing. Just because you're a nurse, honey, that don't mean you the doctor." Yeah, she's gonna have to be schooled really good because with Derek she came and she had all these resolutions and reasons and stuff. Now Grayson, he was like, "Don't you think I did all that shit?" She looks so embarrassed as she should be. Ooh, she said, "I'm sorry, Grayson. I overstepped. I just wanted to help." He said, "Look, bitch, when it comes to my mammy, I got this shit. Me, I'm Grayson. You stay over there. I got this. All right. You just show up and be pretty when I need you." Uh-oh. So we're back at the hole in the wall. We see Randy. I like his little jacket. Go ahead, Randy. You looking cute. So Joey was like, no, what's his name? Randy, I'm sleepy, y'all, and I had something to sip. So I might have to cut this in half and did a little bit to sip. So it's not a tipsy recap, but I'm more sleepy. You rang, boss? Joey was like, well, Bill Hamilton rang first. Oh shit. Randy talking shit. What the fuck does he want? Is he in some kind of reverse ambulance chaser scheme? Stop it, Randy. Well, Haley was attacked uptown, but no doubt, I'm sure that you already knew about that shit. So we back at the Bill's office. They come inside, and Tomas is like, "Oh, we really just had a little misunderstanding. Oh, honey, you're trying to minimize my feelings now." She trying to drag Tomas. Bill is not going to get rid of Tomas. It's like nobody would do that, baby. Bill says, "Oh my God, he was accusing me of going rogue." Bill was like, "Oh, see, look, that was a big step for you. Bring your ass up in here. Look, we're gonna try it again in a few days. We're gonna take your ass home, babe. I didn't even put a minute of work in. I'm fine." Bill was like, "I ain't fine seeing your ass upset. Caroline, bring your ass in here." Bill. Haley, if you need to work remote, good, but you ain't staying your ass up in here. No, because you causing the scene. Bye, bitch. That was real phony of how Caroline came in there and just gave her this long hug. "You're so brave. You want to tear something?" Bill was like, "Or something. Take her ass back to the hotel." Caroline was like, "Of course." "But you have work," Haley tells Caroline. Caroline was like, "Bitch, nonsense. Your well being comes first." And that's exactly what the fuck she get. Because she thought she was can come around there and wear her tight shit and be. Girl, you got a shiner on your fucking face. You don't want to be home. They ain't playing that shit. Bill ain't. So now who looks bad? You do. Now Bill might cuss Tomas out when they leave. So anyway, he gives her a kiss, and so Caroline takes her home. So as she walks away, she has this little slick look on her face. She thinks that Bill is gonna probably fire him. So we're back at Orphe Jean's. Tavia said her sitter canceled, so she has to go watch her niece, her twins, nephews. She was gonna pull out her wallet to pay for the date. He was like, "No." She said, "But you've never asked me out. You've asked me out, and we didn't even begin to talk about you." "Yeah, girl, you should have asked him questions, honey." So Tavia leaves, and Shanice comes over there and just talks to him about the fire country hottie that just left. Because he was like, "Looks like you and Ted are doing okay." She said, "You know what? Sitting behind that desk, I always watch the world go by, but last night Ted made me feel like I didn't have to watch anymore, that I was in the world, not watching the world." Cute. Let's see what they talking about. So Derek was like, "Hot, hot isn't everything." So she was like, "Oh damn. So is that the reason why you look like you was waiting on a root canal instead of some French toast? Because you sure didn't look happy." I called the girl Tavia. Her name is Tavia. He was like, he didn't even put his order in, and he was happy. Now, Derek, why you want somebody who don't want you? I just don't get that. It makes me really wonder, though. They're sitting there talking because he was telling her that Tavia, all she did was talk about the firehouse. And so Shanice was like, "Well, if anybody took nursing away from me, I would be in a fetal position." He was like, "Yeah, right. Then, only for a week or so, then you would Shanice your way through the world." They have a lot good chemistry than she has with Ted. And it makes me wonder, since everybody thinks that Ted is going to get back with Nicole, and I think that by the time Derek figures out this whole Grayson identity, um he's going to really, you think that he might get involved with Shanice? They tried, though. They tried. Maybe they're just friends, but I like the chemistry that they have on the screen, at least now. Wow. So she says, well, I can't remember this that damn. I'll tell you that damn wine. Uh, fuck she say? Damn it, what the fuck she say? So she said, look at what's happening, Derek, and good things will happen to you, whether it's with Tavia or somebody else. And there's another job out there too, she says. He says, well, you know, the only one that I was offered, I turned that shit down because it was offered by Leslie Thomas. She said, well, take that shit. Go for it. He was like, the fucking woman is nuts. She said, that's true, but with this whole free clinic thing, she won't even be hands on. Go for it. He was like, you don't know that shit? She was like, honey, does she look like a worker bee to you? She says, your whole thing is about helping people, and this whole clinic thing just falls into your lap. It's got to mean something, man. Get your ass up and go on and get that fucking job. He says he's going to think about it. She tells him that, well, maybe he needs to give Tavia a second boost, too, because he can use it. Because she was looking at him like she could just eat him up. Don't think, answer quick. You have to kick one of them out of the bed. This is Danny talking to her sissy about Bachelor number 1 or Bachelor number 2. We're back at Dr. Nicole Dupree's office. Um, yeah, Rich is it? She yeah, Dupree. There ain't no Richardson no more. They fulfill different needs. Girl, you ain't no fucking fun. I need you to be more graphic. She wants to know details. When I tell you Danny is biting at the bit, honey. Not happening. Why not? Why don't we swap bedroom stories like other sisters? And I think Nicole is going to say that was before I found out you was fucking my nephew. I think that's what she. No, she ain't gonna say it like that. But let me see what she said. Because you are married to my nephew. Bleh. Ah, fine, fine, fine. Danny says. Are you sure that you're good? I'm open. Nicole said. Maybe there's a bachelor number 3. At least that's what Vanessa says. I wonder who. Somebody we ain't meet yet. Wait a minute, bitch. You are not having one night stands like Vanessa pre Joey, are you? You are having a lot of nights with 2 desirable men, right? I'm just saying, protect your heart, Nicole. Stop worrying. I can walk and chew gum at the same time and not fall in love with gum. I know that's right, girl. Been there. Now am in love, but yeah. Danny was like, honey, that's what I thought, honey. And then boom, you think you can't catch no fucking feelings? Feelings have a damn way of catching you. That's a line on that ass. Do you hear me? Yes. Wow. Nicole says, I'll outrun them. And Danny was like, whatever you say, sissy. So Ted comes to the hospital. They shake hands with him and Carlton. So he's going to look at the scans and they'll meet each other in the OR. She might fall in love with Carlton. Who knows? So, So he goes over to the desk to tell Ashley that Dr. Richardson is going to assist in the OR. So Ashley was like, I assume that you went OR 3 because that's the room that he was bitching about last week. He said, oh wow, Shanice must have told you about how I was acting like a little, prude, rude, or surgeon. He said, there's no excuse that I can offer for being rude. Yeah, you were. Because Nicole, you saw Nicole tongue it down, tongue it down another man. He just wants to make sure that he's not enemy number 1 on the nursing staff. She said, honey, you are not the first doctor or nursing staff that let their personal lives spill all over this damn floor. He was like, oh, so how much have you heard? She said, oh, honey, I have been informed of every messy aspect of your triangle. So she says something good. She compliments Carlton and tells him, um, that you both are educated, handsome, charming. She said, but the edge that Kyle has on Nicole is that he's new. Yeah, brand new shiny nickel. She says, and with Carlton, there's expectations. He says, damn, and that is a lot of pressure on a woman that doesn't want any. Got it. He says, so what do I do? She says, be yourself, be you, but just be less available, which I think he just was too predictable. She likes that last minute Kyle, let me pick up the phone and see what the fuck he doing. If Carlton is not so available, then she might see herself being more open to him more. So he was like, wait a minute, try to make her jealous. She was like, no, try to make her curious. Cause right now, honey, you're kind of giving eager beaver. So he was like, ouch, but fair. He thanks her. Yeah, that was good. A good advice, Ash. Hamilton takes a hit. Tables talk. Broad daylight, heavy foot, and more importantly, near my territory. We're back at the hole in the wall at Joey's, and him and Randy are talking about this mugger. So Joey was like, "Look, we ain't dealing with no fucking criminal savant here." Now, the mugger would have tried to offload the credit card, if not that sparkler that Haley was sporting. Instead, crickets. Why? Joey is so smart. Randy's like, well, maybe the perp is smarter than we think, or just passing through. So he goes back into memory, looking at the first time he saw that shiner in her hotel room, and he was like, damn, what the fuck is going on? She's like, that's because it still hurts, so back up. She's so when I tell you Haley is getting on my nerves now, I mean she's always has, but this whiny, over the top bitch, I'm just tired. So we back to present day. So Joey was like, it's not just the theft alone, but it's the violence, and Bill is beside himself. And given your personal relationship with that bitch, you should be too, right? So we're back at the hotel with Caroline and her. She gonna give her all this thick stuff. Have we seen Bill's house since the season started? I feel like we haven't. Y'all let me know. Again, I'm sleepy and little tip. So let me know in the comments below. Yeah, we have we. I know we've seen a lot of him at the office, but I feel like we haven't seen him at the house. The first 33. Damn, we on episode 33. Caroline, don't believe her. Let's go to the next scene. So Caroline just sits down and tells her that Bill might be laying into Tomas the way he laid into her. She was like, "Oh," Haley was shocked. Like, yeah, to quote Bill, my wife is not an office errand girl. So she just telling her that how Bill just chewed her out a new one. So, she says no good deed goes unpunished, Caroline says. You want to help your friend out? Oh, friend is an overstatement. She's like, girl, maybe gal pal then, Caroline says. I mean, you even got the firm to handle her case pro bono, so it's something there. So, Caroline gives her some reassurance, but she also gives her a warning that this whole situation is really killing Bill because although she took the punch, he feels the pain. Mm-hmm. Bill is lightening up into Tomas. We at his office. Haley came here to the office thinking that she could come here because the people that she trusts the most are here. Now I got to send her ass back to the hotel because she's trying to get away from your ass. My woman was hurt out there. He's just chewing a new one into Tomas. Tomas looks so sad. I shouldn't have to protect her ass in here, right? So how do you think that makes me feel, huh? Go ahead, speak. Because Tomas ain't saying nothing. And then he says, that's the last thing I'd wanted, Bill. I felt really bad that Haley got hurt delivering papers for my case. I never asked Haley to do that. I guess I didn't ever have any idea how close she and Lynette had gotten. Get back at Orphe Jeans with that loud music in the background. I'm really trying to move on. Oh, look at it. He finally getting his lesson, Shanice says, because she's still at the table with him. She said, I'm going to help you with your profile. And he was like, who says I'm going to be signing up for dating apps? You need to. So she was like, honey, yeah. Okay, what is the condition? She's like, honey, that you put that girl Tavia out of her misery. You can't have her out here with hope, honey. She tells him, I know, but that is going to be a really hard conversation to have with her. But honesty is the best way to go, Shanice. Well, yeah, hiding the truth didn't really work out well for me, did it? No, nigga, you lied about being in a damn wheelchair. So we're back at the hospital. Grayson comes up to the desk and he says, do you have a minute? And Ashley listens and says, sure. He says, well, yeah, there's a lot that we don't know about each other yet. You need to start talking, Grace. He says, I think that you found out that I can be a jerk sometimes. She says, well, I do think that we can share that title because she can be a jerk. She says, I went from a few dates to an on-call room tryst to now I'm your senior personal consultant. You know, I say I was the one who moved a little too fast. Yeah, like I told you, she likes to control men. Whenever she feels like a man is needy, she just want to scoop in and save him. No, girl. So he was like, kindness is her superpower. She's just been her kind, gorgeous, helping, willing self. And he says he's just not in a place to receive it. Wow, that's heavy. She said, wow, too much of me. He says, more, not enough of me. So, Wow, he says he don't know how to be a damn grown man who can't do better for his mammy. Damn. So he says, she's like, you're doing so much for her. You care. He was like, look, the side jobs, picking up extra hours here, it's just not enough for her. And he says that she was on the other side of that frustration. So he was like, can we forgive me? Of course she can forgive him. Why wouldn't she? And they showed a close up of his face and her face. And then the next scene, we see a close up of Febreze, Air Mist, Romance, and Desire. I'm going to take a picture of that because I'm going to make sure I go get that soon. So she picks up the can and she says, just a little. Febreze to reset the mood. So somebody comes in. Who was that? Carlton? He was like, it smells good in here. It's Carlton. What's up? Did you want to follow up with that referral? Let's see how he gonna play hard to get. She said, well, your patient did reach out and rescheduled. He was like, good. Well, that is not the reason why I texted. Okay, something you need, he says. I loved every single one of your adorable Valentine's Day texts. But texts do not a date make. Tell me more, he says. I'm on the board of this little theater downtown, which I am as well. I'm on the board. And they're doing one of August Wilson's. Which one is y'all doing? Because I know them all. I've been in three. Mom Rainey's Black Bottom, Seven Guitars, um, Jim of the Ocean. I almost did one. The one I told you I was going to audition for, I just wouldn't have time. I wouldn't be doing on this microphone right now if I auditioned for that role, that play that's coming up in the end of March, because I would not have had time to do this show. So I sacrificed my show for y'all. It's a heavy, meaty play. It's called King Headley. King Headley the second, I think. Such a dope play. And I know I would have killed that role. But I have a lot of other priorities that are happening in my life right now that I would not have had a chance to really do that show. And my son is wanting me to do something around the time that the performance would be. But God is working on some other things in the background. He's working on some amazing things in the background. So I will be doing my acting, but I really wanted that play. I really did. But you make choices and God will definitely bless, further down the road. So I got some other stuff that's going on that's really amazing. So yeah, they mentioned August Wilson. Yay to Black History Month. Central Century Cycle plays. Y'all should look it up. If you ever have an August Wilson play that plays in your city, in your local town, because the Century Cycle is in the Pittsburgh, PA. That's where a lot of it. So he writes plays that are like 10 years, no, 100 years part. So you start with Gem of the Ocean, you have King Headley, you have Seven Guitars, you have Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, you have, oh my God, Piano Lesson, you have, uh what else? I can't think of all of them. That's about five, but look up um August Wilson, and I love his pieces. I love how he wrote. He said that he would write. He would go to a local diner, and he would sit down, and he would hear people in the diner telling their stories, and that's how he created a lot of his characters. So if you hear me cussing and stuff, August put that in there. All his plays. Mom Rainey's Black Bottom. I had a good time, and y'all see my picture on my post of me dressed up like Mom Rainey. I gained a lot of weight for that role, and I had a good time playing that character. But you know what? God will give me a chance to do what I need to do. It's several other plays I want to do, but one I will be doing next year for sure. It's a musical, so and I've done it before, so I won't have to really spend a lot of time trying to learn lines and stuff because I still have the script from when I did it prior. So I'm excited, real excited. But enough about me. So she was like, if I recall, you're a fan. He says, no one, absolutely no one, centers the human existence like August Wilson, for sure. When I did Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, we had to do it at the Atlanta Black Theater Festival, maybe about 4 years ago. August Wilson's wife, I think she came. I think she came. I was so scared because that's her man, that's her legacy. So when we did Black Bottom. That was such a fun, and they said that that was one of the best renditions that they've seen of that show ever. So yeah, we rocked that chat. We were great. He says you got to take a crickets with the straights. There's got to be some from one of his plays. I don't know if it's from Seven Guitars. I don't remember that being in Ma Rainey. So anyway, she says, well, maybe we could experience it together. She says tonight, because remember she likes last minute. She don't like to plan. She likes for you to just drop everything and go. He says, well, I love to. She's like, oh, yay. He says, but I've already seen it. Ooh. She's like, oh, he's like, yeah, like last week, but you should absolutely go, Nicole, since you're on the board and everything. He was like, you really don't want to miss anything fabulous. So she was like speechless. She's like, oh, well, he's like, well, I got to go. The OR is being prepped for me right now, so I got to go. He's like, and I should not keep Mr. Cooper waiting. She was like, well, I hope it goes well. So after he closes the door, he's like, fuck, I did that shit. Yeah, he's looking like, I hope that shit worked. It'll work. Haley has every fucking right to choose her friends, and no action that she took makes her responsible for what happened to her ass. This is Bill still chewing out with a little bit of piece of skin that Tomas has on him. Don't snatch his role, Bill. It's just a mistake. My God. He says, but your fucking behavior, on the other hand, look, I would never put Haley in the way of that mugger. That is not the fucking behavior that I'm talking about, Tomas. How can you have not known that she'd be triggered by your ass cross-examining her about what happened that day, huh? I see now how I was in the wrong. Bill said, listen up. A junior partner understands that part of his fucking role is knowing how to navigate the key players in this office. First there's me, then after me is my fucking wife. And I don't fucking like her being upset, damn it. It makes my life fucking difficult, and I pay your ass to make it my life easier. Ooh. When I tell you I like when he be in this zone, y'all. I know I feel sorry for Tomas, but I like it because last time he was like this, who was he chewing out? It was Vernon. The last time he was doing all this rattling off reading was Vernon. Vernon. Yes, I love it. I understand, Tomas says. He's like, look, I like you, Tomas. And I handpicked your ass because of all that potential. But I hate to have to lose your ass because you missed the fundamental lesson of this shit. Keep Haley happy, yes, and learn how to keep your motherfucking mouth shut. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, Mufasa. Close the door on your way out. Tomas is still talking. It won't happen again. Just take your ass out the office, Tomas. Shut up. Be quiet. Hush. Shh. So he picks up his phone. Of course, he calls Kat. And we don't know. He was like, hey, not so good. Can you meet? The sooner the better. So we're at the last scene between Haley and Caroline. You're the one constant, the one through line in Bill's life. Girl, you were there before me through all the good and bad years when he was with Danny. You give him order, you keep him calm, and you're on a very short list of people that he wants to keep happy, girl. You're on a very short list. Caroline was like, honey, he has earned my loyalty. Bill is a very good boss and friend. And you've been my friend and ally. The whole town turned their back on me when I became Bill's wife. The whole office would have followed suit. But you welcomed me in and even acted like my maid of honor. Caroline was like, well, I said that shit then and I'll say it again. You brought Bill back. So she goes to this whole speech about, she appreciates Caroline, blah, blah, blah. Happy wife, happy life. And you tell everyone in that office that this wife is here to stay. Girls, Caroline's going to feel like a fool. She's going to feel like a fucking fool when they find out this girl is a fraud. Okay, I thought that was the last scene, but we're back at the hole in the wall. So Joy is asking Randy, I know that you told me you were messing around with Mrs. Hamilton. I took that back, Joey. Don't. All right? The less you say, the less you lie. I don't need to know what you're doing with Haley. All right? I just need to get down to business. Understood, Randy says. Bill Hamilton came to me for a favor. When someone like him asks, I deliver because Randy was like, shit, because he'll owe your ass. That's why. He says, and you're gonna get me what Bill wants. What's that? Randy says, justice. Someone smashed his wife's face and took that ring off her finger. And then he just disappeared. Randy was like, well, a small timer might have went down to Florida and pawned that damn ring by now, boss. Joey shook his head. Nah, I think the purpose and the ring is closer to home, and your ass is gonna help bring him to me. Randy looked scared as fuck. But we know ain't nothing gonna happen to Randy no time soon because what's her name, Mona, aka Karen, sang a song to my this is what's gonna happen between me and Randy this summer, so he gonna at least be there during the summertime. And that is the conclusion of episode number 33, season 2 of Beyond the Gates. What a really decent episode. It was all right. It had its slow moments. It was all right. It was all right. Happy that Carlton is not going to be so eager. He don't like it though, but he got to do it. Bill lit into Tomas. I love it. Can't stand Haley's ass. Glad that Danny and Nicole talked. But I think now that he's going to be playing hard to get, yeah, she's going to definitely fall in love with Carlton. Fuck Kyle. That's what she's going to be like. Fuck him. Grayson is showing that he can be a little evil. So we seeing it sprinkled through and through. Shit, it wouldn't surprise me. Somebody said that Leah might be the head of that whole ordeal. And her maybe Grayson and the other dude is like family to her or something like that. It'll be funny. It'll be I know I'll be like y'all be like, girl, how many people gonna be the impaler? Shit, Char's the impaler. All right, let me get this all mashed together. Try to get it up between before midnight. If not, this will definitely be up in the morning. Either way, it's gonna be here. All right. See y'all in the next video. Bye.